I'm Mae Gilliland Wright, and I'm Executive Director of Arts Partners of Central Illinois, located in Peoria, Illinois, and I'm affiliate faculty at Bradley University. I had heard of Edinburgh, obviously. I was actually doing graduate work in Texas, and we did a research trip to the UK where I was working with some ancient New Testament manuscripts to digitize them. We took a day trip to Edinburgh, and I met Paul Foster and Larry Hurtado at the Wash Bar, and they said, do you want to come study here? And I said, sure. So it was almost as simple as that. And the next year, I was enrolled in the master's program. You have access to so many things when you study here, and it's not only the faculty themselves, but the students were such a great resource, and it's a great community. The happiest time of my life was spent in these halls. I learned so much here that has helped me, and I think one of those things is just the ability to do research. In any job that you have, you're going to have projects that come up, and I did the greatest research of it all. I did the PhD program, but it's that, and it's also just learning how to find resources and working with others. I could go on, but there was such a huge benefit to working, and especially here at New College, because you are such a tightly knit community. You get to know one another, and those connections are lifelong. It's kind of hard to quantify all of the things that happened over those years, because it's really where I became who I am now. The version that I am now, it was really shaped by my time here. Because when I came here, I was, my mid-20s, and I had completed my undergraduate degree, and I had done a bit of graduate work, but I didn't have a clear direction for where I wanted to go. Now, the degree that I did end up with isn't what I work in, now, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I'm teaching history in various forms. But that's because I know how to begin the research in the first place in order to get the knowledge and the skill sets that I would need to take on something else. When I came here, I knew that I wanted to do very specific research, and whether or not that landed an academic career wasn't something that I really what I had to do at the time was my PhD, right? And then when I left, I had spent so much time working on just one thing. I'm someone who kind of likes the whole jack of all trades, master of none. I like to move on because there are so many incredible things to explore. I like to consider myself to be a lifelong learner. And when I left, I did, teach quite a bit in those early days, and I still do now. But I had also, while I was here, had been working for a nonprofit in Peoria, Illinois, and I really enjoyed how that felt to give back to my community. And so I found my way into the nonprofit world, and now I run a nonprofit, and again, it may not be a one-on-one correlation between the degree that I received here and what I do in day-to-day life, but I see it pop up in many ways. So obviously I worked within religious studies, and a lot of the art that I helped fund, I created a re-granting program in my area. A lot of it, they're asking questions about faith and religion, and I get to have those discussions back and forth with the grantees that we are able to help. So I was really New Testament textual criticism, and so that's a very history-heavy sort of subject area that I was involved in, and I've always loved history. And when I was first approached to teach at the university I'm at now, they were looking for someone who could teach digital humanities. And my work with New Testament textual criticism involved a lot of multivariate analysis, statistics, creating software. And so that was really at the very, very early days of what digital humanities was. And so I teach digital humanities within the history department now. I also teach public history, and as of this semester, European women, gender, and sexuality since 1600. So I am the executive director of a regional arts agency. So we serve artists, arts organizations, everything from libraries to museums to muralists who work in our area, creatives who make our region a more vibrant place to live. I believe that the arts are must-have, not a nice-to-have, because they really are essential for communities, and that includes all of the humanities. Yeah, so on a daily basis, I'm helping artists figure out how to fund their projects. I'm working with municipalities to ensure that they are keeping arts as a priority, and that includes working for me at the state level as well, where I work with our legislators to ensure that there are funding for the arts. You know, being an executive director or being in charge of anything, you kind of have a lot of different hats that you put on. So from a day-to-day basis, it's just what's needed. It could be grant writing, it could be an art exhibition opening, it could be the regranting program that we have. And we also have this program where we put local artwork on these huge 48-foot billboards that are seen all throughout the region. Yeah, it's so much fun. Yeah, so I host a weekly radio show and podcast called Out and About, and it's with our National Public Radio affiliate. It's a public media station, WCBU, and every week I get to bring someone in and we have conversations about what is happening in our local community from a creative standpoint. So it could be upcoming performances, it could be a book release, and it's a really great way for me to connect with everyone. And it's astounding when you just start poking around the number of creatives. Now, obviously here in Edinburgh, you can see creativity all around, but for me, it's really fun to work in a municipality like the greater Peoria area and just see the kind of talent that we have there. I think a lot of the work that I do is supporting others and trying to uplift them. And I think, you know, being from an education background, I've taught a lot. I love seeing other people grow and succeed in whatever they want to pursue. And so for myself, I would say that, you know, I do enjoy reinventing myself every so often. And so I'm excited for whatever that next chapter might be in my adult life. But, you know, whatever it is, I know that it will be rooted honestly, truly in a lot of the skills that I gained here from the University of Edinburgh. Enjoy your time while you're here, because it really is going to be one of the best moments of your life. Obviously there are a lot of great things that will be around the corner, but try not to think too far in the future. Try to live in the moment, because that will benefit your research, number one. And it's also, there's so much to enjoy while you're living here in this city. And I wish I could have done even more of that while when I was here. But I was so future focused, and I didn't need to be, because those things really fell into place later on. I was always going to the theater. I was making use of the hills that are all around Edinburgh, and I was walking all of the time, and just trying to connect with students who were pursuing other degrees, you know, and other, you know, not just out in New College, but going throughout the University of Edinburgh, and really focusing on getting to know them, getting to know their research. And it was a huge help to me once I graduated, because I have this incredible network now of colleagues that I can tap into at a moment's notice, because I spent some time getting to know them. My advice is that even if you think academia is the right road for you, just keep in mind that life has its own twists and turns. And you know, I think when I came here, I did kind of have the mindset of the only way forward in a successful way was to stay with the academic route. And I quickly realized that that just was not the case. There are a lot of people who are very successful outside of academia, but that doesn't mean that the work that I did here wasn't important. In fact, I think it was really important for myself, and I think the research I contributed was important. But I really found joy and success once I stepped outside of it. And I still teach, you know, I love teaching and I love helping students, and so that brings me a lot of joy. You can probably see the smile on my face as I think about it. But I also love doing the work that I am doing, you know, as Executive Director of Arts Partners, and seeing the impact that we have on our community. And that was just a really good fit for me. So I would just encourage students to keep an open mind about where your degree might take you. I just encourage people to read women authors, get into fiction. This is a good time to escape reality a little bit. I am teaching a course over the summer on Jane Austen adaptations, and I'm really excited about that. Read Octavia Butler. Ursula K. Le Guin is another favorite of mine, and I just love going into their worlds.